Alright, well, it was Thursday, February 8th, and the Super Bowl was yesterday. They did say they were going to wait until then to give us a glimpse of the Knuckles TV show on Paramount Plus, in case anyone has forgotten about it already. On February 8th, that is when they just randomly decided to drop a trailer for the Knuckles show. And I don't know who's running the show on Paramount Plus, but nice work, Sega and Paramount. You blew us out of our seats. Anyway, new Knuckles trailer. Let's talk about it.
Mario and the gang, you probably know my name, and so we start the game. Jumping high, ducking low, from the sky to the ocean. How come Peach can't stop being stolen? Need a Firefly or star power now for Bowser. Koopa Troopa, Super Goomba, soon to lose a life. It's me and Peach and Luigi, so you know, stop it, don't rock and roll. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So if you've been living under a rock, well, first of all, say hi to Patrick for me. You probably didn't know that Knuckles was getting his own TV show in the cinematic Sonic universe. And to be real, I can't really blame anyone for not knowing or caring that this was even going to be a thing, because, to be honest, many people, including me, were not really on board the hype train when this was first announced. I mean, a show about Knuckles in the Sonic cinematic universe sounds good on paper, but when we got a brief synopsis of the show a while back, it said something like about the premise being Knuckles hanging out with Wade, that one kid's favorite Sonic character. And that's the only thing we knew about the show at the time, which was the fact that it was going to be a thing. So yeah, after I heard that, I was like, okay, pack it up, people, nothing to see here. Because of all the things they decided to do for a Knuckles show, it's just him hanging out with that one dude that I'm sure many of you have already forgotten existed in the Sonic universe, or like in terms of the movies. And not doing something like, I don't know, further explaining Knuckles' backstory or lore or bringing up the chaotics. Okay, I guess, you're the bosses. I wasn't really convinced that the Knuckles show could be anything like groundbreaking or even remotely compelling just from that quick synopsis. Not only that, but Paramount themselves were just really hush-hush regarding this project. I mean, in that time they were able to reveal the official logo for Sonic 3, but you couldn't found room for revealing the Knuckles show after not saying shit about it for literal months. Maybe they knew we wouldn't give enough of a fuck for the show in the first place. Alright, enough rambling. Recently, we eventually did get a look at the Knuckles TV show, and it left me speechless, to say the least. Don't know if that was really surprising to any of you. It goes without saying, but the trailer pretty much blew my mind, and I was not expecting all of that crap they showed in it to actually be the viewing of it all. I honestly thought it was just gonna be like a boring montage of clips featuring Knuckles and Wade, but no, I was mildly intrigued. It may not be no Sonic Movie 3, but I'm guessing it'll hold me over until the movie does come out later this year. After watching the trailer, my biggest assumption was that it was going to be some sort of lead-up to Sonic 3 in a way. I mean, I'm pretty sure at least one of you were expecting that too, right? Maybe to, like, set up the story, or it could just be more of its own thing, and just giving something for Knuckles, since it was his birthday recently, believe it or not. Yeah, another thing, Knuck If You Buck just randomly starts coming out of my phone's speaker when watching this trailer, and I really could not believe it at all.
Really? Of all the songs you chose, it had to be Knuck If You Buck? Really, Paramount? Really? Why?
It was just as weird as Gangsta's Paradise playing in the first Sonic trailer, if y'all remember correctly. But definitely with all the stuff they showed in the trailer, I'd say it's enough to have people hype. Like I said, I honestly thought the show was just going to end up being something very generic, but after watching the trailer, it's made me realize this was another one of those moments where you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And as usual, Idris Elba is fantastic as Knuckles. Though I am going to be providing more level-headed commentary here, because while the trailer was fun to watch, I'm not as excited as everyone else seems to be. Especially Premi de Remy. I mean, did you see his reaction? He was literally laughing like crazy. I mean, it's understandable, but like, really, dude, relax. So yeah, while I am excited for the show, I am not as excited as I was for watching Sonic Movie 2 in the theaters, and hopefully the same for Sonic Movie 3. But of course, I can understand the hype since Knuckles certainly has a lot of fans out there. I happen to be one of them. Another thing I noticed is that Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles seem to have better texture, color, and detail put into them, as opposed to how they looked in the movies. And at the same time, I can also tell that this is also going to be, like, somewhat of a perfect blend of humor and, like, you know, action scenes thrown in together into the mix. So yeah, I feel like a lot of movies could use, like, more of these. So, from the things that I've said so far, I'm sure y'all are convinced that I'm, like, super psyched for the show. And while you're not wrong, it does kind of feel like something I'll watch like once it drops, and then I don't really see myself ever coming back to it afterwards. From what I've seen, fans seem to have their own fair share of complaints as well. For one, fans seem to be a bit skeptical about the wrinkles on Sonic's eyebrows here for some reason. Guess Sonic fans finally learned about real-life physics. Look at how far they've come. But now I'll talk about some of my own personal complaints that I feel some of you can most likely agree on. The main villains of this particular series just being random and generic humans feels kind of redundant in a way. I highly doubt we'll get any signs of Lobotnik in the series since we are for sure knowing that he's gonna return in movie 3. Was kinda hoping for the main villain to be someone a little more interesting, maybe like with the return of the Echidna tribe or something. But nah, it's just a generic looking human. Okay. No offense to the human actors, no offense to any of the characters, but like, you know, in terms of the cinematic universe, but I don't think it would really hurt to, you know, be a little more creative with your cast of characters from time to time. Plus, I think these movies, and the show of course, can use more actual Sonic characters to help smooth things over, so that way people won't get bored of the movies or shows quickly. I mean, can any of you number the amount of kids that are excited to see the humans on screen? That's one of the things that I personally disliked about Sonic X, how some of the human characters, especially him, just try way too hard at hogging the spotlight from the actual main cast of characters. Human characters in Sonic can be nice, but don't let them shy away from the real stars of the show. Hence why I think they should add more of the game characters into the mix, because we are watching these movies probably just to see these characters, after all. That's where the real meat is. Hell, I'm still waiting for these two to make their appearance on the big screen. And they could appear in Sonic Movie 3 if they're going by the rules of SA2 for the majority of the film. Case in point. The more Sonic characters they add, the less filler these movies and the show will be. Don't get me wrong, I do like Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady, but let's rope in a few more of the franchise's iconic members of the crew. But I'm pretty sure we do see the leader of the Echidna tribe, whose name I can't even pronounce, because how the fuck is anyone supposed to read a name as gibberish as that? Anyway, the movies do seem to pay a certain amount of homage to the original cast of characters at a decent amount. Who knows, maybe we'll see Tikal, or maybe we'll see Chaos, and we could possibly get a live-action Perfect Chaos fight, just like in Station Square. I know that the movies take place in their own universe, but I'm sure we're all also aware of the amount of kids that'll want to see their favorite Sonic characters appear in these movies on a huge screen. So overall, I'd say I'm on good terms with the show, and I could see myself watching it when it launches on April 26th? Okay. I don't know why, but part of me thinks the show should have just came out a little bit sooner. Since, you know, we're of course getting the real bread and butter later this year, with a trailer soon to come, but I feel it would be better to kind of separate them a little bit so it wouldn't be as cluttered. I mean, the show was originally going to come out last year, but got delayed for I don't know. And I don't really see why they couldn't have gotten this show to come out last year, especially since there's only going to be 6 episodes, count them 6. But maybe in that 6 episode length is a 1 hour or 2 hour movie experience split into halves. But one thing I do want from this show is no cliffhangers, please. I mean, there probably will be one like at the end of like the first 5 episodes, but don't pull a Sonic Prime, please. And I don't know if this show could be better than Prime. I mean, maybe it could be, but we'll see about that when it comes out. But I'm just glad that they didn't go basic with the plot line and just have it be something as generic as Knuckles hanging out with Wade. All the stuff that they showed in the trailers does look really promising. I mean, we do see Knuckles taking on like a giant mech machine that I'm sure is one of Robotnik's cronies. I am hyped for the Knuckles show, but I'm not as hyped as, you know, how other people make it out to be. But yeah, I'll definitely be tuning into this one, but I kind of don't really see myself going back to it once I finish watching all 6 episodes. But maybe once in a while I could go back and rewatch it after. Maybe I'll go and rewatch it again after Sonic Movie 3, just to see, you know, just to catch up on it a little bit. Because for me personally, and I'm sure the majority of us here, we're all looking forward to Sonic 3. I mean, duh. But that's what we really are looking forward to watching. Because like a Knuckles show, I mean, yeah, that's cool. But the real meat is Sonic Movie 3. Because it has the ultimate life form himself, and we might be able to hear Live and Learn on a big screen for like the first time ever. And can you imagine how insane that'll be? And we, of course, like many people, I'm kind of excited to see, you know, I probably can't say this, but, you know, many people are excited to see Maria get shot. I mean, they already revealed the cast, and, you know, but... You know, I'm probably going to get canceled for saying that now. But yeah, that is actually what happens in the plot line for Sonic Adventure 2. And we could see that on the big screen, which is, oh my god, I'm really jumping up and down right now just thinking about it. But overall, that's pretty much all I got to say, so hope you all are looking forward to the Knuckles show. I am, and I guess I was wrong for doubting it, but it's okay for what it is, and I will be tuning into it. So yeah, just hope you guys will be watching it as well. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. You listen to me right now. Your show better be good, and it better be worth the hype. Because if it's not, all the people in this world will freaking use us Sonic fans as jokes for the rest of our lives. So you better not disappoint. You hear me right now, you silly echidna?